Hello guys, this is Chinwendu Pisenze here, and today I want to talk about new beginnings. Um, well, recently I've just been feeling, and a lot of people have been talking to me about a lot of things they've been going through, and especially mental exhaustion, depression, just a kind of a heavy stress around trying to hold it all together when it seems that everything is collapsing, everything is falling apart, or almost everything is falling apart. And they have been trying to hold it all together, because when a lot of things are falling apart in your life, the first thing you want to do is try to hold it all together. That is one thing you will do impulsively, trying to hold it all together, but not knowing that sometimes you have to let go. That may not occur to you immediately, because you want to, like, why is this thing happening? Why is it like this thing is not working? Why is it that this thing is coming up here? Why is it that this other one is coming up? So a lot of things will just coming up, family, relationship, different things happening at the same time, trying to tear you apart. So what I have realized is that it is that kind of thing happens when a particular phase of your life is fizzling out, and then a new part of you is coming in or emerging. So when that happens, it's now time to hold on to things, hold on tightly to things. It is time to let go. So it is not really easy to let go. I can remember in my own life when I didn't know these things. When back then, when things were just falling apart, nothing was working. I just came to the end of myself that time. I didn't have strength to continue living, and I was still holding on things together, trying to hold on to a particular reputation that I've built around myself and all that. But it was as if a demand was being made on that particular image of myself I've built. So what happened was that I had to give it up. I just stopped holding it together. I just said, whatever that has to happen, let it happen. I give up. So when I let go, and that was when things started changing for me. A lot of things started changing. I met my mentor. You know that saying, when the student is ready, his teacher appears. So I met my mentor, because then I have reached my rock bottom. My mind, my eyes, everything were open to receive whatever it is that will help me move on with my life. So what happens is that when you're trying to hold it all together, it can result to mental exhaustion. Like, you become tired mentally, you'll be highly exhausted mentally, and then it can also result to stress. Of course, mental exhaustion is the same thing as stress, so you'll be completely stressed out from trying to hold it together and everything. Then also another thing that can happen is it can maybe you can your thoughts can somehow start moving towards depression and all that. And I could remember back then, though I wasn't depressed, but I can remember even further than that, there was a time I was depressed and all that. I think it was the same thing that happened to me, but I was not aware enough to know exactly what was happening to me, because I was just extremely sad that time and all that. But so when you are stressed for a very long time and exhausted, tired of everything, you can either begin to get better or begin to spiral down that what I normally call it, that dark place, which is what depression is. So another thing that can happen is maybe if someone has now become depressed, maybe the person can begin to think about suicide and all those things. Because why I'm talking about this is that I've also been there myself. I can remember back then when I was depressed, what I was always thinking then was the best way to take my life, but thank God I didn't. And it will never occur to you to share it with someone, because you feel that nobody will actually understand what you're going through and everything. And that was my thoughts then. And one thing about it is that everything I know as a Christian, all the Bible scriptures that I know that used to encourage me, all evaporated. I couldn't remember anyone. Every motivational quote, all the motivational quotes I know that used to encourage me, that I used to encourage others with, everything got wiped out from my brain. I couldn't remember any of them until somehow when light started coming in. That was when I started remembering. See, we are never alone. Looking back at my life now, I can see an unseen hand always helping me, guiding me, no matter where I was or no matter what I went through and everything. So another thing that is also happening is confusion. When you are at that level, confusion will be there, because you don't know exactly what is happening. You don't know whether to move forward or move backwards or move right and all that. Sometimes you are even totally out of options to follow. You don't even know what to do again, because you've run out of options to follow. So um maybe what you have to do is, in this case, is what I normally do is, I remember that scripture, be still and know that I am God. So it's just to be still. When I'm confused, I become still until the answer comes up. So what is happening now, why a lot of people are going through this whole thing is because of a lot of things. Number one, the whole galactic change is happening, the whole energy entering the planet Earth, and the whole change is happening that we can see. That's number one. Then number two is maybe other things, like trying to be perfect. Like we have built that standard that we want to achieve, or maybe our own personal expectation of what we would have achieved or not achieved at a particular time. Then maybe because we have not achieved those things, it is now weighing down on us. Another thing is that we don't know when it's time to let go and all that, as I have said earlier. So we don't know when it's time to really let go of a particular thing or of our own expectation. I can remember back then I used to be very sad when what I expected didn't happen, and I'll become very sad. But I no longer do that now, because I have now grown and I know better now. So in order to be free from these things, myself, I'm also experiencing this thing, but in a very mild form now. I feel that a particular phase of my life is over. So I just have to let go of things that are no longer serving me at this time. Also, let go of people that are not, we are not a kind of vibing. Let go of things within me that I needed to let go. Set down some weights that I've been carrying, not knowing that I'm still carrying them and all that. So it is also a season of new beginning for me. I've been feeling it for some time since we entered this month of May, and it's my birth month, and I've been feeling it greatly that it is time to let go of the old and move into the new. And it gets confusing because you may not know what the new is. So you just have to take that leap of faith and move on and let go and lay down things that need to go, whether it's a business that needs to go, whether it's someone that needs to go, whether it's a particular thought pattern that needs to go, whether it's a particular habit that needs to go, whether it is a particular responsibility you took upon yourself that you're not supposed to take upon yourself that needs to go, whatever it is that needs to go. So it's season of letting it go, then opening yourself up for the new. So for you to be able to let go, you have to let go of trying to be perfect or trying to match up with the standard of perfection you've created for yourself. You have to let go and let God. Let go and let God. You may not know what you're stepping into, what is trying to be created through you and all that, because me, the way I live my life is I follow the spirit, I follow the energy, I follow the guidance of the spirit as it leads me per day, per minute, per second. That's how I live my life. Not that I don't plan things or I don't make intentions and all that. So another thing is also to, as I've said already, to let go, make some changes that you may need to make. If there are some areas of your life you may need to upgrade, if there are some areas of things you have to let go, and even if there are physical things you have to let go, and maybe those clothes are no longer sizing you, maybe you need to let them go, or you need to rearrange your house, whatever it is that you have to do to set in the new. Then another thing is that you also may need to remember, we are talking about how to come out of that mental tiredness, stress, and everything. So you have to let go of caring excessively about what people think of you. That was a problem for me for a very long time. I think I am still a work in progress, also trying to overcome that. Sometimes I'll feel that I have really, like, I'm through with that, but sometimes it also rears its head in some other way. And then you need to set that down. It's a heavy load we carry about. So when you're able to set down what you may think that people think about you, or how people perceive you and all that, when you lower down that weight, it goes a long way. You come into you come into a freedom that you may never have experienced in your life before, and it will relieve you heavily of that mental stress and everything, and the need to hold it all together. And it's actually okay to let it go, and whatever that needs to scatter, let it scatter. But one thing is that it's nothing is scattering. Life's order is that light is always coming out of darkness, order from chaos and all that. So it is not always it is always like not the way we see them. Things are always like, for instance, you have to believe to see, not see before believing. So things have to scatter for the order to come out of it. So maybe a war, then peace. So sometimes it is like that. And so you have to let go and trust that what is coming out of it will be beautiful and all that. So another thing you have to give up is the need like a kind of being here, there, or everywhere. Just stay on your lane. Stay on your lane. Staying on your lane pays a lot, because it helps you to you will not be tempted to compare yourself with the other person. Whatever the other person is doing, whatever the other guy is doing, it's none of your business. Yes, you can support them. You can even reach out to them for possible collaborations if what they do is in line with what you do and all that. But what they are doing by way of comparison is none of your business. So staying on your lane will help you not to compare yourself with another person, or what the other person is doing, or why the other person is moving in such a way or in the other way. We all are in our individual journeys, and What may happen to someone in their 20s may happen to you in your 30s. What may happen to someone in their 30s may happen to another person in their 50s. So understanding the timeline of your own life and staying in your own lane will help you greatly to live your best life, to live and create the life that you wanted for yourself. So another thing that is very, 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 very important is the whole need to maybe fit in, conformity, to measure up with the trend and everything. For instance, someone like me, they have always said that I'm weird. I have never had interest in the trend, what is trending. Not like it's bad, and I'm not saying it's bad, but if you're not able to cope, if you're not able to move with the trend, please move at your own pace. That way you will not stress yourself so much. You will not be under pressure to measure up to something and not. So just live in your own world, create your own world and live in it, and then attract people, your own kind of people, into your own world. So you don't have to measure up to the societal standards, to measure up to the culture, whatever that we are born into. You can actually question things. You can actually nothing is obligatory in life. You can question things. Why is this thing like this? Why am I expected to live like this? Especially if it does not suit you, it does not enhance your life, it makes your life miserable, it puts you in that depressive mood and everything. Then you can ask yourself, why am I expected? Who am I living up to? Who am I a kind of trying to impress by this life? If I live this way, who gains from it? If I live the other way, who gains from it? Where do I come in all these things? So when you question things and actually place yourself first, your interest first, you will see that a lot of things will begin to make sense, and you will now know where you fit in and the things you have to imbibe in your life. It's not everything that is for you. Everything out there is not for you. So when you understand that, it helps a lot to drop depression and to think in a certain way. Also in my life, I can remember being an introvert. I used to be very moody before, melancholic. My temperament is melancholic. So I used to be very, very moody. As I'm snapping out of this one, I'm entering the next one. So, but now I am no longer that way. It no longer happens to me because my thought patterns changed. So I believe that whatever that happens to us is basically how we see life, how we think and everything. And the things that helped me snap out of that is when I started dropping the weight of what people think about me, and just living my life, even like giving up the need to explain myself to people, giving up the need to be liked, giving up the need to be nice. When you say nice, people will be like, what are you talking about? There is a level of niceness that is foolishness, but not that you won't be kind, not that you won't be compassionate, not that when, to me, I think I am one of the kindest people you can ever meet, but I also do not I have come to realize that excessive, whatever that makes you say yes when you ought to say no, is you trying to be nice. So taking it to that level is what I call foolishness. So when you realize that you can actually know what matters to you, for instance, I prefer to be respected than to be liked. So I love people, I like people and everything, but I also respect people. So I prefer to be like that. So why we actually do all those things, people please and do those things, is that we are trying to be liked. But when you are able to drop those things, you will see that people will begin to respect you. To me, respect is on the high part of likeness. So when someone that respects you will have to like you too and all that. So those things we normally fear of that they may happen when you assert yourself, when you build your boundaries, and when you truly begin to live by your own values. You will see that you will even gain those things even more and all that. So this is it about this new beginning. So what is happening to you is nothing else than the old going and the new happening. So I've already explained to you some of the things you may need to do in order to get out of it. And then also remember not to resist, just allow. As you are allowing has two sides. As you are allowing the old to go, you are also allowing the new to come in. So when you resist the old going, you're also resisting the new from coming in. So just be in that space of allowance, in that place of realization, maybe divine laziness if you like, and then watch what will happen. So every day set intention, make your plans, but do not allow the old to go. Do what you have to do the shadow work or the inner work you have to do, and then also allow the new to come in. That will be the end of the video. I don't know if I make sense to you in any way, so do like the video and share it. Also hit the notification button in case I drop a new video so that you'll be the first to know. Thank you so much and God bless you all. Bye.